Hello, hello, hello. This is Deborah Deras, your friend. StreamYard was pressuring me. It's at 6:30. It's showtime. Let's go live. I'm like, all right. I know it says Wednesday, and today is not Wednesday, right? So I think I need to change that. What is today? Thursday? Oh my God. Doesn't even matter anymore. Sure, it does. Every day is a day to be awake, aligned, and grateful. So let's not even worry about Wednesday. Let's not worry about that it's not 11:11 because right here and right now, I am here to share with you some strategies to be able to attract your ideal clients. Do you see I'm dressed like a little leopard? It's Halloween coming up, my favorite freaking holiday. Why is it my favorite holiday? Thanks for asking. It is my favorite holiday because I'm stalling to wait for people to start coming on. So if you're on, please say yes in the comments so I can see that you're here so we can begin, right? Because we're going to talk about how to attract your ideal clients, whether you're an entrepreneur or you're an entrepreneur with a side hustle and you're doing some multi-level marketing or doing a side project and you're wanting to increase your business, right? It works for everybody. But why Halloween is my favorite holiday is because it is 2 days before my birthday. Oh, yeah, Scorpio, sassy Scorpio. Where are my Scorpios? What is your sign? Tell me in the comments what is your sign so I could see who we are. Are we Scorpios? Are we Libras? Who's here in the house? Capricorns? Do I feel you? Do I see you? Do I hear you? Because what we are going to do tonight is we are going to align for success to be able to attract our exact right ideal client. So I'm going to give you some strategies. Am I talking to myself? It said I was muted. Oh my God. I don't want to start over. I'll just take two. Hi, I'm Deborah Deras, and I am your friend here to talk about how to attract your ideal client. Who? Your ideal client. So, we're going to do that by giving you some practical tools on mindset, some strategies on marketing, and then I'm also going to help you to manifest by aligning for success. Why am I wearing little tigress ears? Because I am excited about Halloween. It is my favorite holiday, and I'm not letting quarantine stop me from dressing in my house and being as wild as I want to be. Okay. All right. So, everybody can hear me. Everybody can see me. We are going to get started. But before we do, I want to know how many people are streaming in that you're an entrepreneur, you own your own business, right? Entrepreneur or E in the comments below. How many of you are an intrapreneur, meaning that you work for a company, but you have a side hustle? You are getting your side gig on. You have multiple streams of income, which I recommend. Oh, hi, Lisa. So great to have you here. We are going to be doing an amazing process. So I'm excited for this. Okay, cool. So we have entrepreneurs here, and then we have entrepreneurs as well. Awesome. Okay. So the first thing that we want to do to be able to attract our ideal clients, and I talk about this a lot in my workshops, is we need to be very, very clear who these people are and how we serve them. Okay. The key thing in connecting with clients is understanding that we're not selling anything. Okay. We are solving a unique person's problem. And I say unique person because we have to have our ideal client, we need to know uniquely who are they. We can't just generally say, oh, I just want to help everyone, or I just want to help everyone with everything. Anytime that I meet with a client and they say, oh, my general market is everybody, I know we're going to have challenges. But when I meet with a client and they say, oh, my target market is female, Christian, millennials who want to make a career transition, I'm like, great. Because the key is, and the riches are in the niches. So the more we niche our niche, the easier it's going to be to attract our ideal client. Is that making sense? So, in order for us to be able to attract our ideal client, number one, we need to see ourselves not as a salesperson, but as a problem solver. We are being of service, we're helping people. And let me ask you a question. How many of you hate sales? Raise your hand in the chat. You can say, me. How many of you love helping people, solving people's problems? Say me. Okay. So good. So you don't have to sell. You can focus your attention on solving their problems. Okay. So that's who you are. That's clear, right? Because in order to attract our ideal client, we need to know clarity is cash, says Debbie De Niro. It's my nickname, Debbie De Niro, because I help you put the fun in buns. Yeah. Okay. So, makes sense? Makes sense? So clarity is cash. So now that we know who we are, we're not a salesperson. We're being of service. We're helping our target market with their problem. Now, who do we need to know? Who is our target market, right, Lisa? If you can hear me, say something in the comment, right? So who is our target market? In fact, I'm going to get on Facebook just to make sure that these comments are coming through. Okay, cool. So who are they? Who is the target market? Like I said, my one client that says, I work with female Christians who are wanting to make a career transition. And some of you may be thinking, oh, wow, that sounds very, very specific. Aren't I going to lose out of male customers? I can help men too. Here's the thing. Here is the thing. Yes, you can help everyone, but you don't have enough time, energy, or money, TEM, time, energy, and money to market to everyone. So what you do is you focus on a segment of a market. Put all of your time, put all of your energy, all of your money, if you want to do any ads, into that niche. Own that niche and you can expand. Who did that? My mentor. Her name is Oprah Winfrey. And Oprah said when she first started, she never thought like, oh, I'm only going to help stay-at-home moms, right? She knew she was going to grow and expand and go global and international. She knew she was going to be successful. But at the beginning, when she had her Oprah Winfrey show, she focused on mothers that were staying at home. Then she grew. She went to the spiritual market. She went to the African American market. And now she's like global empire with her cable network. Get it? So it's very, very important to recognize that because success leaves clues. We have to look to people that are successful, people that, and when I say successful, I don't just mean money, but people that have the core values that we want to emulate, right? Behavioral psychology teaches us we can model anybody's success. We just have to realize, what did they think? How did they act? What did they feel? What did they say? What did they do? And we can model that, right? It's all modeling, right? That's why it's so important to have mentors. So the first step, Rosalinda, my friend, is number one, shift from selling to being of service, right? So we know we love to help people solve problems. That's who we are. Second thing, write this down. You want to know who are your target market. And I'll tell you a story if you don't already know this story. Many of you may not. When I first started as a speaker, and you heard my client list like JP Morgan and General Electric and Procter Gamble, a lot of great Verizon, a lot of great, huge, big companies, right? And I never once did a cold call. I never once mailed a press kit. I never once did any of those traditional, like door knocking kind of things. Everything was through what I'm teaching you, which is attraction and alignment marketing, where you're serving your client, then you're marketing on social media, getting the word out on your newsletter with consistent messaging, but you're also niching your niche. So my first clients that I ever had, I got through a networking group that I was involved in. I actually helped start it, called the Latina Business Entrepreneur Network. And it was specifically professional Latinas. And it was because when I was younger, networking at this Latin Business Association, I didn't feel like men were taking me seriously, or I would get invited to lunch, but it really wasn't a business thing. They wanted to date me or whatever. So I was like, I'm only going to hang around with women just so there's no, misunderstanding. So at this Latina group, I would be of service. Guess what I would do? I would speak. I would give them information, motivation, inspiration, information. Same thing I'm doing now, right? And guess what would happen? The people in the audience would be like, oh, I work for Princess Cruises. Can you speak for my company? Oh, I work for New York Life. Can you speak to my company? Oh, I work for State Farm. Can you speak to my company? Do you see how it works? So the key is to find out who is your niche target market and serve them, because they're the ones that will advocate for you. Why, Rosie? Why, Tanya? Why, Hazel? Because they know that when they bring you in any way possible, it's going to make them look good, right? Because they've already gotten value from you. Why? Because you were of service to them. You helped them. And when we think about the law of reciprocity, when you give, it comes back to you. And in marketing, the percentage that they use is 80% of the time. This is for social media. This is for in-person. This is for newsletters. You should be giving valuable information that solve your ideal target market's pain or problem. Make sense, make sense, make sense? And then once you solve your ideal target pain or problem, you're not going to have to ask for the sale. They already know the benefits that you delivered. You've showcased it to them. Now, what is your opportunity? And this is where a lot of people, including myself, I used to drop the ball, is then we have to have a compelling call to action, right? So we're of service to people, but I used to be of service all day long. And I would be giving and doing podcasts and doing YouTube channel shows and doing all this stuff. And I'm like, why am I not getting clients, or why am I not making sales? I would ask myself, why? And I realized I was never asking for the sale. I wasn't doing a clear, compelling call to action, CCTA. Most people call it CTA, call to action, but I call it a CCTA, a clear and compelling. Because, like I said before, you heard me say it, clarity is what? Cash, says Debbie De Niro. Cash. Okay. So if you never let people know how to hire you, how to buy your book, how to buy your product, how to buy your service, and they have to figure it out, I can't tell you how many, like I'll see something on Instagram and I'll like it, and it'll just be too complicated to buy it. Like I can't find it on the page. I have to research. I only have like a 2-minute break between clients. So I don't end up buying it because there is not a clear and compelling call to action. So this could be on your website, this clear, compelling call to action, or it could be If you're speaking somewhere, say you're giving a webinar, Rosalinda, and you're talking about all the wonderful services you offer with your mortgage, with your real estate, everything that you're talking about. And then at the end, you give them all the great information, say, and if you would like to make an appointment with me, to have a call with me, click on the link in the comment below and you could get on my calendar. For example, someone today asked me, they wanted to hire me to coach them to launch their podcast and they want to have a video podcast, all of that stuff, right? So I gave them a clear and compelling call to action. Here is a link to schedule a session on my calendar, and then we can see if it's a fit. If it's a fit, I'll offer them a proposal, get a contract, the deal is done. If it's not a fit, there's no deal. Right? But that clear, compelling call to action sometimes, and this used to happen to me, is I would get nervous or I would get trepidatious. And at the end, I would give, because I come from like a social worker, counselor background. And then I'd be like, oh, I don't want to bother them, or I don't want to like sound too salesy. Friend, what did we say at the beginning? What did we say at the beginning? You're not selling. You're solving a problem. You're being of service, right? We're not selling. Oh, no. They have a problem. They have an issue. They have a pain. And when you bring up their pain, you let them see how your product or service can solve their problem, can resolve their pain, then guess what? They want what you have. And you're not giving a clear, compelling call to action is actually doing them a disservice. Because you're saying, oh, I have all these talents, but then you're holding it. You're keeping that. And we can't. Now is our time more than ever, if you don't already know about 2020, to get our message out to the masses, to speak and allow our voice to be heard. Why? Because we're not guaranteed tomorrow. I think this year has taught us to expect the unexpected, that the unknown is going to be inevitable, and that the only thing that we have the power to change is right here, our mindset, the shifting from selling to service, the shifting from I'm going to help everybody with everything to I'm going to help this focused target market with this thing. And maybe it's with this thing, and this thing. I know you guys are multi-talented, right? Almost everyone on here, I know you don't just have one product or one service. You have multiple. But here's the thing that I want to let you know. Ooh, I'm working up a black sweat. This lighting is hot. People can only retain, this is humans when I talk about people, people can only retain 3 pieces of information. So I used to tell people, oh yeah, I'm a professor, I'm a counselor, I'm a minister, I'm a salsa dancer, I'm a samba dancer, I'm a this, I'm a that, I'm a this. They're like, what? They could remember nothing. They're like, well, she's got a lot of energy. That's all they could remember. But they wouldn't know how to refer me, right? So you only want to say 3 things, right? So you could say, I'm a real estate agent, I'm a mortgage broker, and I can help you with blank. You know what I mean? But if we start saying too many things, we lose them. So that's why the clear in the call to action is so important. And then what makes it compelling? What we want to do, and I highly recommend this book. Oh my God, it's my favorite book. It's actually, I think, sold out on Amazon. I don't know, since the pandemic, maybe because I've been recommending it to all of my 235 clients. But it's called Creating Money. If you want to attract, I do this in my one-on-one sessions with my clients. If you want to attract people that you don't know to hire you for your product and services, chapter 4 in this book, Magnetizing People You Don't Know. Wow, it's such a good book. But it's all about alignment. This book talks about that when you have a compelling call to action, it's your energy that attracts them. And if your energy is that of want, they're going to be repelled. It's the same thing with dating. You ever dated somebody and they're like so desperate? You're like, oh my God, you don't even want to, they're like texting you or calling you every day. You don't even want to talk to them. But then you have someone that's a little bit more aloof, a little bit more confident, but they still are approaching you, but they're just a little chill about it. They're not so clingy. You're attracted to them, right? So a lot of our compelling call to action comes from our energy. It comes from our vibration, and our vibration needs to align with confidence, right? Knowing that you can deliver what you say you're going to deliver. So in the beginning, we talked about clarity. You're not a salesperson, you're of service. Second, we talked about who is your target market, niche your niche. Get even more specific, not just this kind of people, but this kind of people. Like if I think of my target market, it's always professional Latinas, Latinx, that are stressed out at work, right? And usually those are the people that bring me in. And then once I'm in, I can expand out my market. Like I recently got brought into a pharmaceutical company for their Hispanic Heritage Day. And then once I was in, then I got invited to speak to their sales team. And now I'm in their sales team. Maybe I'll get to speak at a live conference, a regional conference, hopefully a retreat in Tahiti. Why not? Let's put that out in the vortex. Okay. I like that diabolical laugh. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. I'm manifesting right now. Let's do it. So anyway, that is so important that our energy, our vibration is not from, I need you, client, but it's from, how can I help you? How can I serve you? How can I solve your problem? And how do you know what their pain and problem is? And this is where my counseling background comes in. You ask questions. You ask the right questions, and then you listen. You hear what they're saying. And when you listen and you hear what they're saying, guess what? You get to know them. They get to like you. They get to trust you. They get to respect you. And when they have that like, trust, respect, that's when they will give the credit card. That's when they will purchase from you. Is that making sense? Any questions before I go on? Okay, I think that might be enough for you for tonight, right? So when we want to attract our ideal client, we need to follow these 3 steps to have our shifting from selling to service, knowing our target market. And then the third part is having that clear, compelling call to action. And the call to action, let me talk about the CTA for a second. So the call to action usually isn't to buy the $1,000 or $100,000 product or service. I don't know what your price point is, but the call to action usually is to get on the phone. In our case, in our COVID, it's even better because now we do Zoom or we do Skype or we do FaceTime or we do Messenger. Why is that important for us as service people? I'm not going to call us salespeople, as service people. Because when you get on a video with someone, guess what you can see? Their eye contact. I'm trying my best to make eye contact with you and not with me, right? So when you're looking in your Zoom call, don't look at yourself on the video. Look at the camera and look at them because they're going to trust you in our culture anyway, in the United States, when they can look you in the eye, right? The other thing you're going to be able to see is their facial expressions because there is 7% of communication, according to Dr. Birdwhistle, is words. 93% is physiology, 38% is tone, tempo, timbre. Okay. This is all NLP. So you want to be mindful, not just how they're reacting to what you're saying, but what is their body language? Are they congruent where they're with you, or they're shaking their head and they're like, yes? Or are they like, right? Because maybe they're like, I don't know. So they may have a question, but they're not going to ask you. So that's where you, as the service professional, will ask them an open-ended question to say, like, for example, I'm negotiating a gig and this company was like, I gave them like a bonus ebook thinking that that would be a valuable add-on gift. However, the company is very young and playful. They're a video game company. And they were like, oh my God, you're giving us homework? Like they thought it was like punitive that I was giving them this workbook. And to me, I thought that was a benefit because a lot of companies like to have a tangible takeaway booklet. So I said, oh, we don't need to do the book. I could sense it wasn't even a face-to-face call or a video call. It was a text. But even in the text, you can sense when somebody's like reserved or they're holding back. And so I asked some open-ended questions and I created it so like the ball was in their court where we wanted to use the book or not. Like I wasn't going to add the book to have me lose the contract, right? So I was like, oh, we don't need to use that. That was just a bonus. right? You don't have to have that book. It's just something that it could be a valuable extra. It's not homework. It's a playbook, not a workbook, because it's a gaming company. So let's play instead of let's work. They don't want to work. They want to play. So I'm like, let's make it playful. So it's really important when we're closing these deals, attracting our ideal clients, that we speak in the language that matches the culture of our clients. So I had to realize I had just shifted from working with a pharmaceutical company to working with a video game company. So with the pharmaceutical company, I was thinking like medical terms and acronyms. And I realized when I'm working with this other company, I have to shift to play, right? So it's important to understand the values of the people that you're talking with so that you can align with them. Everything's about aligning for success, aligning our energy, aligning our words, aligning our body language, aligning our messaging. And here's one more thing, and then I'll let you go because I don't know, Dancing with the Stars, what you have to watch. I just don't watch television because I television in my own life. But I know you watch. I know some people watch TV. I know my mom's like Dancing with the Stars, Dancing with the Stars. So I'm going to let you go pretty soon. But I have one more thing that I want to say. A lot of people think when it comes to attracting clients that it's about going, doing, and more, working, hustling. And I used to think that until I wrote my book, which I don't have handy, but it's called Confessions of an Adrenaline Addict, 7 Principles to Create Success with Ease and Grace, right? So one of the things in my book that we talk about is if you're pushing, and you're not seeing conversions, you're not getting clients, you probably need to shift your energy because you're probably coming from a place of want. And want equals lack. So how do you shift that energy? Through play. Speaking of play. So I recently moved to the beach, so I just see everyone playing. I bought all these toys. I have a rollerblades and roller skates, and I was in the skateboard store the other day. I'm not going to buy a skateboard. I'm biking. Everybody's surfing and bodyboarding. Play, right? And I thought, I can't waste time throwing a frisbee or throwing a ball. But guess what? When we play, we actually shift our brain from left brain, thinking, analyzing, problem solving, to our right brain, which is creativity and innovation. And that's when we can get these direct downloads of the solutions to the challenges we have to better serve our clients and customers. The other day, I was just walking on the beach and I had this brilliant idea. I was like, oh my God, I'm doing all these webinars, right? All the time. And so many of my clients are like, you did a webinar on LinkedIn? I missed it. Or you did a webinar and had a podcast at home? I missed it. I'm like, no te preocupes, no te preocupes. I'll do it again, but probably not till January. And I had this divine download. I'm like, what if I created like a Netflix, a Deb Bizflix, where I had all of my mindset trainings, all my marketing trainings, all my manifestation trainings, and I had it in one place. And then I could do like a group coaching because so many people want to come to coaching, but they're like, don't have money right now. I'm like, well, how can I make it accessible for everyone? Divine download. Oh, make it reasonable, make it a low cost. So I got this, you know how I love 11/11. So I decided to launch this thing on 11/11, November 11th, for $11.11 for an 11-day trial. And the normal price, of course, is $111, but people get to check it out. If they like it, then they get a monthly membership discount. I could have never thought of this idea, honestly, sitting in my office, trying to think about it. But what happened? I went for a walk. I played in the barefoot in the sand, grounded my energy, and this divine download for this 11/11 Ignite Your Revenue program came to me, downloaded to me. I was like, that's genius. So I'm going to be able to give all of my webinars. I have like 40 webinars, how to podcast, how to deliver webinars, how to speak, how to do this, how to do that, like so many, how to YouTube, how to Instagram, blah, 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 blah. It's going to be all available there. $11.11. You heard it here first. But that downloaded from Creative. My business coach, no, he's not my business coach. He's my money coach. I have so many coaches. It's hard to keep track. His name is Emmanuel Dagger. And he has a book called Easy Breezy Prosperity. And literally, he was coaching me. And I had told him that I had stopped taking dance class. He's like, I don't agree with that. And I said, but I'm working. I'm focusing on my business. And I was finishing my website at the time. And he's like, no, You need to dance. And then I realized that the last 5 letters of abundance is dance, DANCE. I know some of you have heard that story before, but I just think it's so amazing that that downloaded to me. Abundance dance. So, whatever it is that brings you joy, do it, because in order for you to connect with your ideal target market, you have to align and be at the vibratory frequency of joy, of possibility, of confidence. Have you ever met a salesperson, or what we like to call service professional? A service professional that was like low energy. Oh, do you want to buy something? You're like, no, I don't want to buy anything from you. Right? Because they're just, like Bueller, or there, right? When you think of people that are, the greeters, they're always like energetic, high energy. And that's why I didn't come on StreamYard for a long time when I was in my little quarantine cocoon. I wasn't feeling great. And so now that I'm like taking walks on the beach, watching sunsets, dancing on a regular basis. In fact, tonight I have Samba class. Got to go, friends. I'm not going to watch television. I'm going to television of Samba to my downstairs neighbor. Hopefully they won't mind. So anyway, do you get what I'm saying? So it's not just the steps of marketing. It's not just mindset. It's manifestation of our energy. And I really recommend this book, Creating Money, by Sanaya Roman and Dwayne Packer. I had their tapes since 1999. I used this book in 1999 to get my first house, to get my first job, and to get a ride to college, Pierce College, where I was going to school. I love this book. And I actually gave my original book because it was falling apart to somebody, one of my clients. But this book will change your life. Okay, so that's all I have for today. Let's see, any questions, or I'll do some announcements. Excuse me, no germs. No germs were dispersed during that sneeze. Hi, Blanca. That's my babe from Miami. Yeah, girl. Any questions? Questions. Okay, so we don't have dead air while I'm waiting for you to type your questions. Let's see, what can I tell you? I'm doing a vision board 1111, but that's a private one. So I'm not able to invite you to that one. But if you wanted to invite me to do a vision board for your company, I do it sometimes for the end of the year holiday parties. It's like a fun Vino and vision board. We are now doing them on Zoom. I did 3 so far on Zoom. We use Canva for our boards, and it's really fun. BYOB, bring your own wine or no wine if you want to go with grape juice or whatever you're drinking. I am doing also a lot of social media marketing courses. Like I said, you can check my calendar of events, which is deborahderas.com. Click events. Make sure that you're signed up for my newsletter. I'm going to type my newsletter in the comments, because when I do open enrollment on 11/11 for the Ignite Your Revenue program, I want to definitely invite you to be a part of this community. It's going to be more than just a Netflix. We're going to have group coaching. We're going to have a networking mixer. Every month, we're going to have community. I'm going to be having live events once live events open over here on the beach. So I'm really excited to share all of my volumes and volumes of webinars with you, and to be able to have coaching accessible for everyone. Cool, right? Can't wait. Okay, so that'll be coming to you. So subscribe to my newsletter and you will get that. There's also great videos that I have, motivational videos. If you ever get stressed out by regular television, the news, and you hear somebody's name too many times, you're like, you could go to my YouTube channel. It's deborahderaslive.com. I have my Be a Paid Speaker Now podcast on there. You can find out about that in the playlist. I have a Transformational Tuesday. Just a bunch of motivation, inspiration, and information on the YouTube channel. So I'd love it if you could subscribe, like it, and share it. Okay? Awesome. Any questions, my loves, my beautiful ones? You guys good? You're eating dinner? You guys having a little snack? You can't type right now. That's okay. That's okay. I understand. So I know you have many choices in live streaming. Oh, thank you for streaming with Deborah Deras. I really appreciate you. And if there's any topics that you would like me to cover, this was like a divinely downloaded inspiration. So I got it from the collective consciousness. But if you have a particular topic, like I did procrastination a couple weeks ago, I did overwhelm a couple weeks ago, anything, how to get out of a funky mood a couple weeks ago, all of that was recorded. It's on my YouTube channel. You could catch the replay. All right. Thank you so much. Oh, bye, Maria. So remember, my friends, with the power of synergy, anything is possible. Ciao.